Testing, 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 testing.
Testing, testing.
Sweet, it's working.
Testing,
How are you doing,
testing.
Mike? How are you guys, everyone doing today? What a brutal morning on gold. I took some hits in this account on gold. We don't lie in here. What a brutal day on gold. And but I tell you, I have full confidence that gold is gonna rebound and go back to where it was before. But what a brutal day on gold. I had a brutal day on gold, and then I had a pretty brutal day on the pound Aussie. So it was a brutal last 24 hours in this account for me. And you lost a challenge today. That sucks, brother. But here's the thing, Mike, and you'll know this too, and everyone knows this. You just got to get right back on the fucking horse, don't you? Ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for you. Ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for me, right? You just got to get right back on the fucking horse and go again, cause you'll get it, right? I mean, you'll get it. It'll work. You'll get it. But you got to get right back on the fucking horse, right? Right back on the fucking horse, man. Okay. So I'm right back on the horse. Just some crazy trading for me, but I am gonna show you guys something else too that I think is pretty hilarious. But you got to get right back on the horse, and I'm right back on the horse. I'm getting an unbelievable price right now to buy gold, and the reason I did end up putting a couple of positions on gold is because you came down to a pretty significant support level down here, and let's take a look here. But you did come down to a pretty significant support level from right here. Let's make sure we get this right here. Okay, at 1750 is a pretty significant, and there's a possibility that this thing could continue down. There's no question that gold could continue down. So we have to be vigilant on that and doing these with a little bit more of a stop loss on this. But there is absolutely potential if it breaches the 1750 area. I know it did breach it right now. It's at 1741, or is it? No, it's at 1754. Sorry, excuse me. So we hit that 1750 mark, and we're starting to reject. This is a daily chart, but there's an absolute possibility that we could breach and come all the way back down to 1680. That is a definite possibility. So we just have to make sure, we have to see what the 1750 area brings and see if this rejection continues. Gold is famous for making a big move down and then going right back up, right? Gold is famous for that. All the pairs really are famous for that. Markets never go straight up, they never go straight down, right? I mean, look at all these just drastic moves on gold over the last period of time. And you go to any chart, this is the 1 hour time frame. But there's massive moves. Look at this big swing right here, right? Look at that big swing. I mean, that's a huge swing. Gold has huge swings. I still believe that gold is bullish in the long run. That doesn't mean we don't have retracements. Hold on a second, guys. Let me do something real quick. That doesn't mean that but gold has massive moves, and sometimes you're on the right side of it, and sometimes you're on the wrong side of it, and that's okay. But you can see the swings on gold. But there's a lot of different reasons why I believe in the long run that gold is going to be nothing but an uptrend. Okay, there's fundamental reasons why we're printing money in the United States like it's going out of style, right? So there is a ton of fundamental reasons why I still believe that gold overall is going to be nothing but up and an uptrend. It's not a question of whether or not it's going to go back up. It's a question really of how far does it have to go down before it comes back up, right? It's not a question of if it's going to come back up and go back up to that 1817 area or 1833 area. That's never the question. Right? So it's never a question, again, never a question of whether it's going to retrace and go back up. The question obviously all the time is, how far does it have to go down first before it comes back up? It will go back up, and I definitely want to be in on those trades. I definitely want to be in on those trades. Okay, so I'm getting an extremely good price to buy gold right now, and I definitely want to do it. I definitely want to be in gold. But there is absolutely the possibility that it could continue to go down. There's no question that it could continue to go down. Let me just do this real quick too. You guys know of my back and forth with a certain group of people, the Forex family. I kind of want to show you this, and like I said, I have no beefs with anybody, but I kind of want to show you this because people talk all the time about different things, and Clay does this, Clay does that. I'm an asshole. I know that sometimes, but I just like to have fun, and that kind of. I can be an asshole though, right? I mean, obviously I can be an asshole. But I'm going to show you something here, and it's absolutely effing hilarious. To me, it's absolutely hilarious. Maybe not to other people it's hilarious, but to me it is. And at the end of the day, really all that matters is what's hilarious to me, because it's my party, and I get to do what I want, right? So whether it's funny to other people, it's funny to me, and it's my party, and I get to do whatever the hell I want in my party, right? So we're going to go here. We're going to go to Dominion Markets, which is Raja's broker. And I like Raja. I don't have any problem with Raja. I don't have any problem with him. Seems to be a pretty good dude. We all have our faults, right? But I've had some pretty good conversation. I know he goes after me, and I go after him sometimes. But I think there's we both know that it's nothing personal. We both said that to each other in private chats many times. How are you doing, brother? I'm doing good, man. Every day for me, 6 feet above ground is a good day. Everything else is just a bonus, right? So everything else is just a bonus. But let me show you this here. I just think it's kind of fun, and people may not think it's fun. I don't know, but I think it's fun. And again, like I said, it's my party, and I get to cry or do whatever the hell I want, right? It's my stream. So, but I want to show you this real quick. What's up, brother? What's up, brother? I did start a PAM account at Raja's broker. I wasn't gonna wait a little bit longer before revealing this, but it's fun. I did start a PAM account at Raja's broker, Dominion Markets, and a PAM account is an account people can invest in, right? And then they have this thing called the leaderboard, and my only goal in starting this account with him is I will be at the top of the leaderboard on his broker. So I'm going to show you. You can see this right here, so you can see that it's no joke here. No one's messing around. You can see that this is the account that I'm talking about that was set up just yesterday. Okay, I'm going to circle that so you can see the last four digits of that account right there. Okay, this account was just started yesterday at Dominion Markets, and you'll go to the leaderboard and you'll see that right there. So there's over 50 accounts, and this is the leader 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And after one day, my account on the leaderboard at Dominion Markets is in the top 10 out of 50. Okay? So it's in the top 10 out of 50. And that's literally, it just started yesterday. So when it says 37.32% gains in the last 7 days, technically that's 37.32% gains in 24 hours because it was just started yesterday. So my goal is to be at the top of that leaderboard on their broker, and I think I'll get there. But that is the goal, is to be at the top of that leaderboard. 25% drawdown in one day. Well, and see, here's Kima Dong, always in here to shit on people's parades. Well, you'll find this funny because the person that is up the most percentage and is at the top of the leaderboard has been down 50%. This guy that's in second place has been down 73%. So I'm sure you'll definitely let them know that that their 73% max drawdown and their 50% max drawdown is just totally unacceptable. I'm sure you'll let them know that, right? You have someone that's done 211%, which is great. That's awesome if you're doing that. But his max drawdown is 50%. The second place guy, his max drawdown is 73%. I'm sure you'll let them know that, right? I'm sure you'll let them know that that's just unacceptable. It's not my broker. It's this guy that I go back and forth with, Raja Wicks Don't Lie, and I like Raja. Like I said, I've had multiple conversations with him. But I'm sure, Kima, that you'll definitely let those people know that those kind of drawdowns in that account are unacceptable, right? Well, they can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. If they want to brag about it, that's fine. I just think it's funny. I just think it's funny that you come in here every day and it's just nothing but Debbie Downer crap. And I think it's awesome. You do you, man. We expect that from you. So if you came in here and you're actually being somewhat nice and being a human being, that would be a little bit more shocking. So we love your pessimist attitude. I do, because you have nothing fucking better to do with your time. So yeah, my pessimist attitude all the time, but I do it with facts. You do it with stupidity. But it's fine. You're entitled to that stupidity. You are absolutely entitled to that stupidity. I do it with facts. You do it with not facts. But again, you're entitled to that stupidity. And that's the great thing about, living in a society we want. You have every right to be an idiot. You have a right to be an idiot. And you seem to do that really well. I closed the GJ trades, or are you talking about the GA trades? Are you talking about the GA trades, or are you talking about the GJ trades? Which one are you talking about? Mac, so I'll tell you, Mac had it sounds like he had surgery on his foot. I can show you the messages we've been going back, talking back and forth a little bit. I think he broke 7 bones in his foot. So obviously, no matter your differences with people, or no matter how you never want anything bad to happen to people, really. And I'll show you. We were having a conversation this morning, and I was just asking him how his foot is, and so we talked this morning for a little bit. But despite your differences and despite that stuff, you never want anything bad to happen to people. And I guess he was skateboarding and broke 7 bones in his body. So I wish him a speedy recovery. Prayers to him for that. Despite, we can talk smack and stuff like that, but you never wish harm upon people or anything like that. At least I don't. Maybe other people do. I don't know, but I don't wish harm on anybody, and I hope that he has a speedy recovery. So that's what happened to Mac, and I wanted to send him my best wishes on a speedy recovery. So. We can be civil. My only problem is when the smack talk goes, like I said, goes beyond the 2 people that it's between, like me and Mac, and it goes to family. That's really the only time I have a problem with it. When you bring in underage kids and family, I think that it crosses the line, but that's just me. So some people think that's acceptable and whatever, but I prefer to keep the smack talk and the banter between the 2 people that are doing it, and not with the kids, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but to me it does. I guess that's what matters. Again, it's my Telegram, it's my YouTube stream, and to me that's what matters is that. Yeah, I'll show you guys one other thing here too real quick. because I love transparency. I really do love transparency. I'm a big fan of transparency. I really am. I'm a big fan of it. I'm a big fan of transparency. I took some losses on that account. Yeah, it just becomes, for me, it becomes a problem when you involve family members that don't have anything to do with it, that don't trade, that don't, you know. To me, that's where it gets a little bit, you draw the line. For me, at least, and other people feel differently, and that's fine. But you can see on this account, this is a Henko trade account right here. That's a Henko trade account. That is a real history right there. That's the last month, 30 days of that Henko trade account. There was $2,000 in deposits put in, $1,775 worth of withdrawals, and $1,203. So that was a Henko trade account. That is a live account. Okay. I know people have a serious problem with believing those different things because they can't accept the fact that in 30 days you gained. I mean, I basically, because there's $2,000 almost in that account now, I basically almost doubled that account in 30 days. And you can see that it's, because the other thing that they'd say is I only buy gold. You can see there's sells there, there's sells there, there's sells there, and those aren't penny lots, right? Those aren't penny lot trades. Some of those are pretty substantial size. A couple of those are standard lot trades. So just to show too that yeah, and he will kick your ass out. I have no control about what A-Rod does. The other day, Ted is a moderator in here too. I did see him here the other day. I think I just jokingly made him a moderator one day, but Ted was in here and he was a moderator. All right, let's jump onto here. Oh, password's incorrect. Let's see if we can get the right password here. A-Rod is a panda. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. You might ask him about that though. I don't know if that's necessarily the case, but maybe it is. I don't know. I don't think he gets along with those guys, but maybe. Hold on. This is not the computer. I have a couple different computers, and this is not the computer I usually log into my Henko trade stuff. So the other stuff is, it's always, this looks like this is the one though. No? Shit. Anyways, I can show it to you guys later, but that was a live account I was showing you guys. But I don't ever log into my account, this Henko trade stuff on this when I'm here. There we go. Okay. So that was the right one. So you can see here that these are live accounts, and this is the one that I'm pulling from right there. I showed you guys that. That's the account I'm pulling from right there. And so I'll show you also with a withdrawal history on that. Okay. I'm going to go to withdrawal history. Okay. And that's just on one of these accounts right there. There's a withdrawal history. So this one was I tried to do one last night, and the reason I got denied is it was taking so effing long and it wasn't coming out of the account, so I took some more trades and the free leverage went. So this one is one that's pending right now, and that will be in my account today. But you can see different ones on this account. This is just one of my accounts, but that is a live account. That's the one that I just showed you the information on. All these are approved. That one was denied, but this one's pending, and I'll show you guys when that hits the account today. Just because I'm not a pussy and I don't hide behind things. And I don't have to show you guys anything, right? I don't need to show anything, but that was the account I showed you from that Telegram post, the 2177, and we'll go back to that so that you guys can see that. The reason I like Henko, here's the reason I like Henko trade. Henko trade, you can trade micro minis on the US 30. So instead of, if you have 100 pip stop loss, usually on each broker on the US 30, it's $100. You can trade micro lots on Hanko Trade. So it's a 10-cent lot, which means I can swing trade it a little bit better on that. And that's why I like using Hanko Trade for US 30 stuff, because you can micro it, right? And it's 500 to 1 leverage, so that's also nice. So that's the account I just pulled up on Hanko Trade. Like I said, $2,000 worth of deposits, $1,775 worth of withdrawals, which is another $2,000 that's getting withdrawn now that you guys just saw. So those are live accounts. So I don't know how Chemo can talk about these aren't live accounts or show history of anything. I just showed you everything, which again is more than 99% of the people will show you. So I know it's hard to believe, that Clay does actually trade, and Clay trades and makes money. I know it's hard to believe. I'm not putting as much money at risk, but I'm also getting obviously better leverage on my money, right? And then everything that at the end of the month, I have 4 or 5 different live accounts that have 501 leverage, and then at the end of the month on those accounts I take money out and I put that money into my TD Ameritrade retirement account. And my TD Ameritrade retirement account is the account that I do really long-term trading in. But I only get 50 to 1 leverage on TD Ameritrade. So I don't get great leverage at TD Ameritrade. So I try and make all my profits through those other accounts, and then I place it. All the profits in the month go to TD Ameritrade, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Has he been complaining about the broker? Oh, well, I'm sorry about that, man. I really hope things work out for you on the broker. I seem to not have any problem, A-Rod, executing trades on, so this is Dominion Markets right now that I just pulled up. I seem to have no problem at all executing trades. I seem to have no problems executing trades on Dominion Markets. And it's a little bit different for me because it's MT5 and I've always been on MT4. So this is my first experience with MT5, and I was having a hard time the other day. Like, well, I go to view terminal and the terminal's not there, and it's called toolbox. So I would always go to view terminal and I'm like, where's my terminal? And it's just different. It's a different, it's MT5. So it's actually called toolbox, which is kind of weird. Okay. So, and there's the stuff that's going on in that account right now as well. I have no idea about that, man. I don't think it's Raja Banks. It's Wicks Don't Lie. This is his broker. I don't know anything about that ninja stuff, so I couldn't tell you. This is Roger Banks' broker, Dominion Markets. And I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know anything about that. So I trade on several different brokers, but I'm trying this out, and I want to be on top of the leaderboard. That's the only goal with this account, is to be on top of the leaderboard. Yeah. He's a very, very popular dude, and he's a good dude. Like I said, we all like to kind of mock each other, but... Oh, so you didn't see that. I showed it to you guys earlier. This account started yesterday. I guess we can go to it again. This account started yesterday, and I'm out of 50 accounts that I could look at. I took losses yesterday, Chemo, on that one for sure. But out of 50 accounts, this account, yeah, no mushies. That's one. No Basic Feelings is a Instagram account I like to follow. I don't know. I think it's cool. No, account wasn't wiped. No, this is I'll show you the account. It's the same account that has been trading the whole time. It was not wiped. It was not there. It did not lose everything. Okay, it did not even come close to losing everything. I'll show you the same account. Okay. But I started this yesterday on Roger Banks' Wicks Don't Lie. broker, and in the first 24 hours up 37%, which is, if you look at the overall return over the last 7 days, it would be second only to that account. There's like 50 accounts on here. But that's also, mine is also in 1 day, and that would be actually in the last 7 days. So if you look at just the raw numbers for the last 7 days, I think mine would be second on the leaderboard, not 10th. But overall, it's 10th. Overall, it's 10th. But I will show you just here in a second. We'll go back to that account because no, I did not lose that account yesterday. Okay, so overall 10th. My gold positions. I'll show you my gold positions right now. Okay, let's go back to this. I took losses yesterday. Okay, I took losses. This is the same account I've been showing you guys for the last several days, and I took massive losses on it. Okay, so this account was at 6,200. I lost about $1,000 in this account through gold trades and the GA trade. Okay, in the last 24 hours, this account was lost probably $1,000. This is the same account, but it's not in any. It didn't get blown like Kima likes to talk about, right? Because he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. I live my. That's one of the greatest movies ever. I just told you that I lost. This is the account. I told you I lost. Do you want to see the history on it? I just told you. I literally just got done telling you I lost. Do you want to see the history on it? I literally just got done telling you I lost. Are you not paying attention to that? I literally just got done telling you that. So let's go to the last 3 months. This account hasn't been open for 3 months, but let's go to custom period and just go to the last 3 months. I lost on this one. I lost. Look, here it is. I'm down $2,200 on that account right now. And that's so amazing because it's not penny lots. If you actually look at it, you got to come up with new lines. It's actually not penny lots. So I lost about $2,000 in this account, but I'll get it back. It's not a big deal. Again, though, it's so funny. It's not, and it's, yeah. You know what's so weird about that? Let me just show you this because it's just so hilarious. You got to come up with new lines. You got to come up with new lines because I just showed you guys this account right here, right? Tell me where any of those are huddle. Tell me where any of those are penny lots. Are any of those penny lots? Pretty sure this isn't a penny lot. Pretty sure that's not a penny lot. Pretty sure that's not a penny lot. Pretty sure that's not a penny lot. And another thing is that they say I only buy gold. Pretty sure that's not a penny lot. So what the hell are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? Those aren't penny lots. What the hell are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? Those aren't penny lots. That's a standard lot right there. That's a $10 standard lot right there. What the hell are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? They're just 20 pennies. They're actually not 20 pennies, but because if they were 20 pennies, you look at just the numbers. How you doing, Ted? So here Ted is again. That's awesome. I did make him a moderator one day, and I think it's great. If you look at those numbers, you can say it's 20 penny lots, I guess, but that's actually a $2 lot because if you look at the numbers, sell at 1804 to 1800, right? Lay off the meth. Again, I've never done alcohol, or I've never had a sip of alcohol or done a drug in my life. I'm Mormon. I went on my 2-year mission. I literally have never had a sip of alcohol in my life. I've never done a drug in my life. But this is what you do every time when you guys come in here, some of you guys, because you have nothing else to say. So you'll say that I'm a penny lot trader, even though I've just shown you that that's not penny lots. That's a standard lot right there. So if I went in and buy at 1811 right here, and I got out at 1814 and I made $277, that's like, Mac, hey man, we talked about not doing anything, right? We talked about not you can talk a little bit, man. But remember, we both agreed that we were going to chill, buddy. So, but I'm pretty sure that's not a penny lot. Can someone explain how that's a penny lot? That's like a standard lot. Looks like that's a standard lot right there. That's a $2 lot. That's a $2 lot. That's a $2 lot. Yeah, it's crazy. But I again, and everyone will tell you, and I don't know if you were in here, Mac. I did tell them what was going on with you, that you had broken some bones in your foot, and that I wished you a speedy recovery. Despite everything, and despite us going after each other like we've done, I don't wish harm upon anybody, obviously. And I did tell these people in the stream, and you can play back the stream, that I do wish you a speedy recovery. Okay, so you can see that was the last 30 days in this account. Withdrawals of $1,775. Profits of $1,203 just in that account. Okay, but I've never had a sip of alcohol in my life, so I have my vices for sure, but drugs and alcohol have never been one of them. Drugs and alcohol have never been one of my vices. Well, first of all, we built this because my kids were home during the summer, and COVID kept my 5 kids home from school. So it's really hard to focus in the house when I have 5 screaming kids all the time running up and down, because our house has wood floors. So it's really, really hard to focus in everything when I've got 5 kids running around the house screaming, yelling like little crazed animals. And I've got 3 little ones that are pretty young. That's my first one in 17 years. Yeah, that might be true. Maybe you're right. So you keep believing that. But so it was kind of hard to focus on doing the things I needed to. So we built this so that I could come out there and well, I've shown it many times. So I could come out here and just shut the door and be able to do my Zoom meetings or whatever I want to do, and not have the kids. No, I was telling a story one day that my 12-year-old was at school, and my 12-year-old's an interesting dude. He has ADHD for sure, and he might be a little bit on the autistic side, but he was at the elementary school, which is not very far away from us, and he just ran away from school. And then if we say, hey, I don't want you to do this, he'll just say, I'm upset if you don't let him have the video games he wants or something, because we limit the amount of time they're able to spend on that. And he'll just run outside and go down the street for a little bit. So you have to go find him. I mean, you have to, obviously I'm not just going to rely on the fact that he's going to come home, but sometimes he gets pretty pissed if you don't let him get his electronic time, which we limit it to 1 hour a day. But Ted wasn't here too. I am, like I said, 10th on the leaderboard at Dominion Markets, just so you know. I started my account yesterday at Dominion Markets, and I counted about 50 accounts on the leaderboard at Dominion Markets. And in the first 24 hours, I am 10th on the leaderboard. And that just started yesterday. So if you actually look at it, it's 37% for one day. That would be second to this guy right here in overall in the last 7 days, but mine was actually done in 1 day. Yes, and that's the other thing, I guess. That's the new thing that they say I don't feed my kids. I feed my kids, man. My kids are well fed. But again, that's what you say to people when you can't argue facts and logic. You just pull that kind of shit, like he doesn't feed his kids and he's a drug dealer and all these different things, because you have no facts or logic. You can't argue facts and logic with us. So what you do is you just throw out shit like that because you think it's funny. My kids are pretty well fed, bud. But thanks for the concern. I'm glad you're concerned about the well-being of my children. I trust me. I don't want anybody of your ilk being concerned about the well-being of my children. All right, my children are very well fed. They're very well taken care of. My wife and I, that's my biggest priority. My biggest thing is being a father and a husband. But I'm glad some 20-year-olds that probably don't have kids at all are talking about how my kids are not well fed and I'm a drug dealer. I think it's hilarious. I honestly do. I get great pride in knowing that you are talking smack about me. And I always say this too. and we'll do some analysis on the charts again here in a minute. I'm a huge Trump supporter in the United States, and everyone's like, he got impeached twice. And I'm like, but if you consider who he got impeached by, he should wear that as a badge of honor, right? Knowing that it was Nancy Pelosi and a bunch of fucking morons that impeached him, he should wear that as a badge of honor. So the fact that you say, huddle or die, that I don't feed my kids, I wear that as a badge of honor, because just consider who it's coming from. He ran away from school. He ran away from schools because he didn't want to be at school. I literally just explained that to you. I literally just explained that to you. Do you not fucking pay attention? I literally explained that one day he got mad at school, he ran away, and then he gets mad if you take his electronics away. I'm a Trump supporter. I've always been a Trump supporter. I'm using Dominion for one specific purpose, and that's to be at the top of the leaderboard. Hey, Burning, what's up? Burning with Burner, what's up, brother? And he says, why does your wife know you spend your time arguing with people half your age? My wife really doesn't care what I do. I'm bipolar. That's really interesting. So you have the licenses required in psychology to diagnose people. You went through 4 years of college, and then you went through 3 years of your master's degree to get a record and to get a license to be able to diagnose people as bipolar. She's seen all of it, bud. Yeah. So you got your license and everything, you went to school and you did all that to diagnose people as being bipolar. That's awesome, man. I mean, that's a lot of schoolwork to do that, because I went through that. You did. That's great. That's great. If you did, that's awesome. Highly doubt you did, but if you did, more power to you, man. That's awesome. I actually did it. I did 7 years of college in psychology. And then people are like, oh, but you went to an online school. Literally every college has online courses. In case everyone's not aware of that, every college has online courses. So when they say, oh, you got your 4-year degree from the University of Phoenix, everyone has that. I'm not insulting anybody. I'm saying you're coming into my stream and insulting me and insulting my family, and you don't take responsibility for that. See, this guy says, you did 7 years of college and you're still this dumb. I'm not the one insulting people. That's the funny part about it. You're the ones that are insulting me, and then you have the gall to come in here and tell me I'm insulting people. That's interesting. That's really interesting. I mean, I think it's awesome. You, again, like I said, you do you, man. So you can see there's a couple buys on gold that I took again today. And the reason that these trades were taken is because you have a significant area at 1750, which was a major support level back from, this was in June of this year, right there. So it came down and it touched that area right there. You did insult people. You just said you went through 7 years of college and you're still this dumb. Isn't that kind of insulting anyone? I'm trying to explain, Uncle Ted. I'm trying to figure out how I've insulted. I'm the one that is getting literally comment after comment about insulting me. How am I insulting people? I'm just responding to comments. It's kind of interesting. So you can see that 1750 area. I just circled that. That was a major support level from June, right around June 25th, and then we came down today on the 1 hour chart and we touched that 1750. So I did a couple buys here, and I'll show you the terminal again. Did a couple buys on there. But what Uncle Ted, what I'm saying is, it's not weird that they're coming in here and talking about how I don't feed my children. You think that's totally okay? That they come in here and tell me that I don't feed my children, that my children aren't fed, that I'm a crack addict, and all those things. You think that's totally okay for them to just completely insult me? We are headed into a huge liquidity zone, and if 1750 doesn't hold, then you absolutely could go back down to that 1680 level for sure. So we're gonna have to make sure that 1750 holds, but right now it is holding. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, I got you. Yeah, and again, I don't have problems. I don't have problems with people talking about, I have broad shoulders. I can handle people talking about me, but when you bring family into it, it does bring a different element into it that I think is crossing the line. And there's been several people that have talked about fucking my 7-year-old girl, which I think is disgusting. I mean, if you're talking about fucking a 7-year-old girl, and I don't want to talk about this stuff anymore, talking about fucking my wife. I mean, again, if you think I'm just not going to respond to that, you just don't know me and you don't know my personality. But I have people all the time saying they're going to fuck my wife. I mean, how disgusting is that? Yeah, and we can go over US 30 here in a minute. But I do think that the 1750 is a very key level. But if 1750 is to break, then your next level is down here on that August 6th at 1684. Gold dropped today because there was more sellers than buyers. Don't make it more complicated than it has to be. There was more sellers than buyers. Gold dropped because there was more sellers than buyers. Don't make it more complicated than it has to be. Gold dropped because there was more sellers than buyers. You can go over all the fancy explanations for it. You can go over all the different things. I think there was news that came out today. I don't know. I didn't pay attention to it. But it dropped because there was more buyers and sellers than buyers. I mean, if you think about it, that's the most basic explanation of why things happened, right? It sounds like news came out in the U.S. I wasn't awake when this was happening. Sounds like some news came out today that was good for the U.S. So it responded to that apparently, but the news in the United States isn't good, and so you can have these little blips and everything, but the news in the United States overall in the economy is not good. Okay, we're printing money like it's going out of style. Like I said, when we built this quote shed in February, I think it was, a thing of sheetrock or plywood was $20 per plywood, and now it's $70. So inflation's going crazy. The cost of goods is going up, and so we're printing money into the economy. We're just printing money and throwing it into the economy. But the problem is, you have more money chasing after the same amount of goods because the production of goods isn't increasing. So you have the more money chasing after the same amount of goods that it was before, and what's going to happen? Those prices of those goods are going to go up. Yeah, it even hit 90 at one point, and I think it's gone down a little bit at this point, but you have a bunch of money, new money that they inject into the economy, and it's chasing after the same amount of goods. Well, of course, the prices of those goods are going to go up. So we're about probably to spend about $4 trillion more in spending with this idiot that we have in the White House. So I just think there's a lot of factors in play that will drive gold up. No, I didn't mention your name, bud. Don't worry about it. We're not talking about. I wish you nothing but success, man. Don't worry about it. But I think there's a lot of reasons why. She was. Okay, fine. No, we're good, bro. You're good. Like I said, I hope you're doing well, and I hope for a speedy recovery for you. Okay, so let's go look at the US 30 real quick. Actually, I don't have it on here. So we'll pull up a US 30 chart. See, I'm not familiar with MT5 at all. I don't know MT5 very well. So whenever I do that, I'm usually used to other things. So we'll go to this other one. Mac can do whatever he wants, man. Mac knows. We've talked, so Mac can do what he wants. So I'm not familiar with MT5. I've always done MT4, and so that was my first experience with MT5, and I'm sure I'll get used to it. But so let's go pull up the DGI on here, and we can go take a look at it. Here it is, right here. Okay, there it is right there. So there's the DGI, and we'll change a few things about it. Whoa. What's whoa? We'll change this because I guess everyone says it's easier to see when it's It's easier to see people say when it's white. I've never had any problem with you, man. Again, you're the what you don't understand, Jeeve, is you're the one that a couple weeks ago said something to me again. I had left you alone for many months. You're the one that said something about when I was joking around about a 3-page trade plan, which is ridiculous to have a 3-page trade plan. I had completely forgotten about you, man. And again, I've told you many times I enjoyed listening to your stream. You're the one that attacked me again, man. And I just counterpunched. But you went after me hard, which is fine. It's your stream. Do whatever you want. But I had left you completely alone. And then I made a comment about that being complicated to have a 3-page trading plan. I don't need a 3-page trading plan to know what I'm going to do. But to each their own. But you went after me again. I had completely left all of it alone, and I didn't want anything to do with it. And then I come in and you're attacking me for making a simple comment about just joking around saying that's too complicated. I had literally left you alone. Go work at McDonald's. Yeah, maybe I will. But and you can't deny that the fact is that you were the one that did it. But again, that's after he had attacked me and said that he needs to. I mean, you could play the stream again where he says someone's got to tell you the truth. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like I said, I'm not going to get into it with Jeeve. He's entitled to have his opinion. But again, I didn't even know who. This was even a couple of years ago. I didn't even know who Jeeve was. And then someone came and said he was making fun of me for my oil trades. I didn't even know who he was. And it's really weird, Jeeve. It's really weird that it's penny lots because we've already shown that these aren't penny lots on that. What happened to those penny lots? Oh, A-Rod says he hopes that no one took the buys you called out on gold. What are those, Jeeve? Because you say all the time, I just buy gold and I just trade penny lots. That looks like sells on gold. That looks like sells on gold. That looks like sells on gold. That's not an FTMO account, man. I mean, again, you got to come up with new stuff because that's not an FTMO account. All those things are not penny lots, and that just proves to you that I don't just buy gold. I'm not stuttering. How am I stuttering? See, Mac gets really, 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 really confident when Jeeve gets in here. That's a standard lot. That's a standard lot. So it's not just stuff, but when I'm swing trading, I do a little bit more of that. That's called a $2 lot. That's not 20 pennies. 20 pennies would be 0.02. 20 pennies would be 0.02. I don't know what I'm down for. What I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you said there, or what someone said. You're down for what? I'm not positive. What are you down for? I don't even know what you're talking about. So, anyways, let's do the US 30. On the 1 hour chart, obviously, if you do it the way I do, it's a downtrend. So you do your analysis. The 4 hours a downtrend. Daily is a uptrend. The daily is an uptrend, the weekly is an uptrend, and the monthly is an uptrend. So you have 3 of the 4 higher time frames that are an uptrend. So if if you were wanting to trade with the trend, you'd be looking for dips to buy. Hey, dude, like I said, Jeeve, you know this is the truth. I had been on your stream saying I just like listening to you. I like listening to different views. I agree with you. But then you came after me because all I was trying to say was I don't need a 3-page trading plan. You know what I mean? I don't need a 3-page trading plan to know what I want to do. My plan is to attack. I don't need a 3-page trading plan. Maybe some people do, and then you went after me for that. I had, again, completely forgotten about it. I did that after you came after me and said that. I said that after you came after me. I literally had forgotten about you. So A-Rod says, Jeevan never shown a live trade or a live terminal and risked his own money. So it got into a shitstorm, but I literally wasn't the one that started it. Anyway, I do believe that the US 30 is going to continue down. It looks like we made a low of 34,517. I don't want the drama, but I'm going to counterpunch. That's fine. That's fine, man. I'm happy for you if 600 people follow your live stream. I'm not sure I've seen that many people in there before, but if that's the case, good for you, man. Good for you. I got racist. I've had, Jeeve, I've had people tell me they're going to fuck my wife and fuck my 7-year-old girl. And you're worried about me being racist. I've literally had people say they're going to fuck my 7-year-old girl. I know you don't have kids, but I've literally had people tell me they're going to fuck my 7-year-old girl. No, I'm just saying, you think, do you know how much crap people give me? And I give people crap too, so I can handle it. But you leave family out of it. You leave family out of it. The smack talk needs to stay between the two people that are doing the smack talk. Okay, you leave family, you leave kids out of it, you leave all those different things. We can do that. Okay, so we are trading right now, and 34,498 has been the low just this week in the US 30. So if we break that low on the US 30 at 34.4 something, we have to obviously go to and this is Burner. I know Burner's trading the US 30, so I know he might want to listen to us. Maybe he doesn't. That's fine. But if we break below this 34,498 area, where's our next major support level? Where's our next major support level? If we break that 34,498, then really your next major support level would be down here at this level right here at 33,720. And that would be your support level from right here around July of this year, right? So if we get a clean break below here, which we haven't yet, it's been rejecting 34,498. If we get a clean break below that, your next target on sells would be down here at 33,720. Okay, and then if you go below that, your next major support level would be down here at 33,039. Okay, so again, burning with Burner, how I would handle this is I wouldn't be doing anything right now, obviously, but if I were to look into selling this one again, let me just get rid of this here. It would have to come and break below that 34,498, right? Burning. This is for you. I hope you're paying attention. It would have to break below here, right? The 34,498, then pull back to that 34,498, and then give me the sell signal, right? So I want to see it break below 34,498 by probably 50 or 60 points, pips, however the hell you want to call it. So we make sure it's not a false breakout. And then I would look for my sell signal on the 1 hour chart. And my sell signal on the 1 hour chart, I know it's so uncomplicated, would be that tail, or excuse me, the wick at the top of the candle that's longer than the body with little to no wick, like that one right there. Does that make sense? If I were to look to sell this one again, it would have to be something like that where it has a... No, I'm not saying right now. I'm just saying for the future, it would have to have a tail wick at the top, and then I would enter at the opening of that next 1 hour candle. So I would have to see a pullback, a break below 34,498, and then do that, and there you'd go. That's how I would handle it. But it works on the lower time frames too. You can trade that pattern on the 15-minute chart. You could go to the 15-minute chart, and again, don't take my word for it, people. I don't want you to. I'm a smuck on the internet, right? I get it. I want you to do your own research. You could do the research and just do every time you have a wick at the top longer than the body if you want to sell with very little tail, and then just do the ones where it has a tail at the bottom with very little wick at the top, and do that on the 15-minute, and then enter at the opening of the next 15-minute chart. I guarantee you, if you just do it on the 15-minute chart, you're going to be right the majority, 85% of the time, the majority. You can do it on a 15-minute chart. Now your expectations of what, you're not going to expect to get 300, 400 point moves or pip moves, again, however the hell you want to talk about it. But you can trade that pattern on the 15-minute chart. You can trade it on the 5-minute chart. I don't like to do it because I don't like to be, I think to me a 15-minute chart is just noise. I think for me personally it's just noise. I like the 1 hour chart. I like looking at the trend on the higher time frames and then basing my trades off the 1 hour. Okay, so I like doing it off the 1 hour, but you can trade that pattern. If you just, again, I don't want anyone to listen to me because, like I said, I'm just some idiot on the internet. Go back test it. Just go back test it and find out if I'm a fucking liar or not, right? But you can trade that pattern on the 15-minute chart. You can trade it on the 1 hour chart. You can trade it on the daily chart. It's a wick at the top, longer than the body. If you want to sell, like this one right here, and if you're looking to buy, you're looking for that tail at the bottom that's longer than the body, and you would enter at the opening of the next candle. Okay, you can trade on the 15-minute chart. You can trade it on the whatever chart you want. Just go back test it. Don't believe a word I say, please. And I know they'll make videos about that saying, you know, just with a cut saying, don't believe a word I said, because someone made a cut of me the other day saying I sell crack cocaine. I was using that as an analogy for something, but the haters of me, which I have plenty, they made it sound like I was saying I sell crack cocaine. I am not a drug dealer. I've never done drugs in my life, again. But when you have nothing else to say and you can't argue facts and logic, you do that stuff. That's what you do. You just make up shit like that because you know that you don't have anything else. But so that's what you do when you make shit up. Well, Jeevan, I would say that they don't necessarily like you either. So I would say that you're not one of, and neither am I. I'm just saying I wouldn't use the Panda Chat as somehow saying that no one likes A-Rod. I don't think the Panda Chat thinks too highly of you, which I don't really care. I don't really care what anyone else says, but that's up to you. But I don't think you're well liked on the Panda Chat either. So I wouldn't know if I would use that as a thing for A-Rod to say you're not liked on the Panda Chat. I don't think there's a lot of people that don't. They have, though, in the past. I mean, I can go over message after message of you going in there and stuff like that. I mean, they talk about, I mean, shoot, dude, really? We can. I don't go in there very often because I just don't pay attention to that stuff. But I know they've talked about you before, man. I know you can't say that they haven't. But you can scroll it. I mean, they usually Ted's but you know you've been talked about in there. And that you might not have been talked about in there for a while, but you've been talked about there. I'm just saying that anyone to say that he's not well liked by these guys is not really saying anything. They don't really like a lot of people. They don't really like a lot of people. I mean, I've been the brunt of their jokes. You've been the brunt of their jokes. Everyone's been the brunt of their jokes. And I can continue to scroll. I mean, people can do that for themselves, man. But you've definitely been the brunt of their jokes. I know maybe they worked it out. You just said to scroll. You literally just said to scroll. So I'm scrolling, and now you're like, why are you scrolling? You said scroll. So I'm scrolling. That's what you asked me to do, isn't it? That's what you asked me to do. You asked me to scroll. Now I'm scrolling. You're like, why are you showing these memes of Ted? I'm just... See, there you are right there. There's one. I don't really care, G. I would probably defend you against a lot of this, but I mean, you're mentioned. I'm just saying that making it sound like people don't like A-Rod because the Panda people don't like A-Rod. They don't like a lot of people. So I don't defend anything they're doing, but just to say that A-Rod isn't liked by those guys, that might be a badge of honor. So anyway, I don't know. It might be a badge of honor to be hated by those guys. I'm not sure. Dipping, we did talk about gold. And what time is it right now? 11:47 where I'm at. We did talk about gold. Talked about gold touching that support at 1750 down here, and there's a lot of room. If this does make a move back up, there's a lot of room because there's no resistance back up until 1783. Okay, so we did talk about that. You had gold come down and touch that support level right here from in June, right? In June, you had this support right there where I'm circling at 1750. It came down and touched that, and it's starting to move up from that. And so we'll see if that holds. But there's a lot of there's a lot of room in between 1750 and 1783 if we continue up, and I could potentially see that. I don't see 1771 as resistance. I see the next major resistance as 1783. That's just me. So you can take that for what it's worth. I see the next major resistance, this level here at 1783, which it looks like is really where this big move started to break down. This big downward movement started today. They don't like me. They don't like me. Trust me. I've been the butt of their jokes. I just don't care. I don't go in there and pay attention to that anymore. But I don't know if you listen, man. I don't know if it's record numbers, but maybe. I just don't care about. I don't care about Instagram. I really don't. I don't care about YouTube. I think YouTube's a bunch of Nazis, to be honest with you, and they censor free speech and they do all this different stuff. I could care less about that. I do enjoy it, and I do enjoy talking, but I could care less how many people I have on here. So, but anyways, 1783 would be my next area of resistance. Well, what if I don't? What if I just so if I don't care about it, I should just delete it. So I don't care about it. I should just delete it. I guess I don't know. I guess I just don't care that I have a huge following, but it doesn't mean I'm not. It doesn't mean you have to delete it. That just seems like very drastic. I don't like it, so I'm just going to delete it. I don't know. But anyways, to each their own. I know. So I know you deleted yours, and you do whatever the hell you want, man. It's your choice. You're able to do that. You're a big boy. You can handle that. All right. So. So let me ask you a question, Jeev, and this I have an honest question for you. And I'm not insinuating anything. I just have an honest question for you, if you wouldn't mind me asking, if you'll let me. If you'll let me, I have an honest question for you, because I did see you show that too. So when I go to my Dominion Markets account right here, and this is a live Dominion Markets account that I have showing up here. I'll show right here. But I do have an honest answer, and I'm not insinuating anything. Okay, this is a Dominion Markets account. If you go to this account, it'll say Dominion Markets MetaTrader 5, and it says hedge. So I think there's probably a couple different accounts for Dominion Markets. I'm not sure. I've never used them. But whenever I look at Raj's, it says hedge. And when I look at this, it says hedge. And when you showed that one yesterday, it said Dominion Markets, and it just had a money symbol on there. So I'm imagining that it's just a different style of account, like an ECN or something like that, that's just different. Because I know that, okay, I didn't see that. I just saw that it was Dominion Markets and it had a money symbol. Again, I'm not, okay, that's fine. I noticed that little difference, and I'm like, that, to me, I didn't know if there was different accounts. Like I said, I don't. Yeah, anyway. I trust you. You don't need to send me a picture, man. And I don't even know how you would communicate with me, because we don't follow each other, and we don't. Anyways, but no, you don't need to see that. That's the question I had, and it's no big deal. You don't need to prove that to me. I don't really care. I just had that question, and you answered it, and that's fine. But you don't need to waste your time doing that to me. You don't need to show anything to me. As long as you're comfortable with what you're doing, then it doesn't really matter what I think. I'm not important in your life. I'm not relevant in your life. So if you feel like you need to show it to the relevant people in your life, then show it to them, because I'm not relevant in your life. I'm just a schmuck on the internet. So, but if someone else wants to see it, then they can do that. JH Capital. Maybe I'll shoot you a message on Telegram just to say hi, but you don't need to show anything, man. We were always cool, man. Like I said, I've told you many times that I actually enjoyed listening to your streams, and that's why I would go there but it's really early in the morning. It's 4:30 in the morning for me. But if I'm up in the morning, I don't mind listening to you. And I just, when that 3-page trading plan and that uncomplicated, you went after me pretty good, and so I just counterpunched. That's all it was. But I had totally forgotten about it. And I've said to you multiple times, I enjoy listening to different perspectives. But you know, so I've always been fine. So I never had a problem. I don't let things bother me too often. I let it go. But I do, if I wake up in the morning, I hear sometimes like, oh, these people went after you and they're streaming. I'm like, okay, well, let's have a little fun with them. But the next day it's water under the bridge. But if you say stuff about me, I'm going to counterpunch. But I'm usually not the one that starts it. But I'm a counterpuncher. I'll admit that. But I've had conversations with Raja too. I can show you my conversations with Raja saying, it's nothing personal. And it's never been anything personal. It gets personal to me when people, and I'm not saying you have, Jeeve, or Capital Hungry, or whatever. I'm not saying you have it. It gets personal for me when you bring up family. That's all. It gets personal for me when you bring up family or you bring up kids that have nothing to do with it because they don't trade and they shouldn't be included in this stuff. Family should be off limits. And if people were mocking your family, I would say the same thing, Jeeve. I would say the same thing. I mean, I know that people have made fun of your girlfriend or supposedly, and I think that's wrong. Smack talk needs to just stay between all of us, and because we deserve it. I deserve it. I dish it out, so I have to be able to take it. But especially my 7-year-old daughter, or my wife, but especially my only baby girl. When people start talking about doing things to my baby girl, I'm sorry, when any of you have kids or when you have kids, that's another level. And I might be 44 years old, but if someone were to say that about my kids in my face, either I would be put on the ground or they would be put on the ground, but we would be fighting. And I've been charged by a grizzly bear. I've been in 25-foot seas and had to call the Coast Guard. I'm not afraid of dying, just so you know, people. Okay, if you're going to talk about my kids or my 7-year-old daughter, and it was in person, we would be going to blows. And you may kick my ass. I don't know. I'm getting older, right? But I would have my licks. You're not going to get away with talking about family. I know. You've attacked my trading, and you have been one that has kept it at that. I agree with you. But I'm not afraid to die. Just so you know, I've had a couple different death threats in my life. And my dad, who's a multi-gazillionaire, always said to me, Clayton, he goes, the people that are going to do something, they don't announce that they're going to do it. They'd be the stupidest criminals in the world. The people that are going to do stuff, the people that you need to worry about are the people that don't say anything. Right? The people that say, oh, I'm going to come there and I'm going to show up at your doorstep. Those aren't the people you need to worry about. The people you need to worry about are the people that are in the background saying nothing. Because you'd either have to be the stupidest criminal in the world to post on the social media that you're going to come to someone's house, because who is going to be the first person that the police look at if you've made that? You know what I mean? So it's the people that are in the background that stay silent that you have to. I know, I get you, but those people are cowards. They talk. I had a guy. This was 7 or 8 weeks ago, say that in 2 weeks he was having a business trip and a couple of people were going to come by and tell my kids what a fraud I was and a scam I was. I'm like, come by anytime. And so it's been 8 weeks. Where is he? I still haven't. I mean, I cooked dinner for him. I was waiting for this guy to show up and he never showed up. And the reason he didn't show up is because it's really easy to talk tough on the internet. It's a lot harder to talk tough when you show up at someone's house and as soon as you get onto their lawn. In Idaho, we have castle doctrine. As soon as you come onto my lawn, my AR-15 might be pointed at you. So it's really easy to talk tough on the internet, right? A little different when you have to come to someone's house and you trespass and, Okay, so we're going to actually, looks like we're going to get a position here on the pound yen. We are cool. We've always been cool, man. You too. I wish nothing but success for you. I hope you guys in Canada are actually able to ever get out of your house and aren't locked down. And I would get a drink with you anytime. You would drink. I don't know if you drink or not. I shouldn't say that. And I would drink some lemonade. I would sit down with any of you guys. I have no problem with that. But we're going to take a trade right here. It's going to be a small trade, right? Because this account is a small account. This is a small account, so we are going to take a trade right now on the pound yen because the pattern is there, right? The pattern I trade, and you may like it, you may not. I don't really give a damn because when I wake up in the morning and think about all the important people in my life, none of you guys are it. But if you look at this, see, I'm still trying to get familiar with MT5, but if you look at this, this is the exact pattern that I look for on a buy. You have that tail that's longer than the body of the candle, and it's about to close. Okay, it's about to close. I'm going to enter a trade right now, and it's going to be a small trade. Okay, this isn't a big account, but I'm going to enter a new trade right now. You'll see it before we go because it's 1 minute till the close, and it's not going to change. I'm going to enter a trade. It's going to be a small trade. There you go. Okay, so you have a buy. That's my second buy. I have a buy at 150.99, and now I have a buy here on the pound yen. All right. It is for a buy. Yeah, 0.1. Yeah, it's a 0.1. This account's like 650 bucks. And I'm going to add to the position if it goes down further. Because I do believe that long-term GJ is going to go up. So I'm preparing for the fact that it may go down. I have two positions on it. I'm preparing for the fact that it may go down. So I'm going to add a small position right here. And if it goes further down, I will add another position. Yes, that's why it's a small position. Because if it goes down, I want to be able to add more to it. So this is going to be a swing trade. This is going to be a swing trade with the targets back up here. The first target's being back up here at 152.80, and the ultimate target's being up at that 156 level again. Okay. So yes, it's a 0.01 lot. This is a penny lot, and again, it really shouldn't matter, right? It's just about consistently growing your account, I thought, but maybe again it's not. But and you guys can think whatever you want. It doesn't matter to me what you think. So say whatever you want. Think what you want. It really doesn't matter to me. You do you. All right. So I think that'll be it. Let's just look at these other ones real quick and see if there's anything other that had that pattern that I look for. And it doesn't look like there is on the ones that I'm looking at. So we'll take that GJ trade and I will buy more if it dips, but I'm already up on the one. I'm already up on the position. Let's just go to the terminal, right? Let's just go to the terminal and then we'll finish it up. Okay, so we'll just go to the terminal here and then we'll finish it up. And we'll show you the live terminal on Dominion Markets. I'm getting used to this. So we're down 27 bucks on what? Oh, we're down on a gold position. So we're down 24 bucks in this account right now. That's fine. Okay, so there's the terminal. It's down 25 bucks right now. Maybe I'm gonna lose my position on the leaderboard here. I did sell gold because of that pattern, and it doesn't work every time, right? Just because I say the pattern is 85% accurate. So the reason I sold that is because that candle a couple hours ago had that wick at the top that was longer than the body. So I think everyone was civil today. I think we went after each other a little bit, but I think for the most part everyone was civil. I had no problem with it. I think everyone for the most part was civil. I thought it was fine, but maybe you think differently, and that's fine. But I thought it was decently civil. So, anyways, y'all have a good day. I know we talked a lot of shit about people, but there are actually a lot of people that are struggling in the world and stuff like that. And you never know what a kind word can mean to someone that's having a bad day. You know, I know I can work on this too, but let's make it an effort to try and brighten someone's day today. Say a kind word or do something that will brighten someone's day. I think that can help. You never know what a smile can't do. I don't know if I love you. I think that love's a pretty strong word, but I don't have any issue with you. But you never know what a kind word can't mean to someone. It might change the outlook of their day. So let's make it a goal today to say something kind to somebody. Maybe you're the catalyst to them having a better day. So, and I can work on that too. I could do a better job at that. So, but laughter is a great medicine, and there's a lot of people that are struggling. Okay, we have the luxury of coming in here and making fun of each other and having a good time and just shooting the shit. But there's a lot of people that are legitly struggling, in the world, and you never know what just a simple word of kindness can't mean to them. So let's make it an effort to do that. You guys all have a good day, and we'll talk to you later.